internet friends, my name is Catherine and I'm the human behind Christian the Scoocher, and today we are doing another video with my hyperfixation of the moment, which is tie-dye. So I'm going to be tie-dyeing a pink sweater, a white one, and while I was working on this project I changed my mind and I tried to also tie-dye, well, not necessarily tie-dye, but to dye some yarn with the tie-dye dyes that I have. So I will show you what we've done with that. So without further ado, let's get into this. Hello and welcome back to another hyperfixation of mine. So we're going to tie-dye two things. So this is going to be the main thing. I'm going to try to tie-dye this pink sweatshirt, which is 100% cotton, and underneath we'll have this white shirt to catch the excess dye. But I don't think I will actually need that pink one because the white one, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes because this is going to take a bit of space into my pan when I'm applying the dyes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to scrunch up this and then we're going to get it soaking into our soda ash solution. So it's 1 cup of the soda ash into the gallon, like they say 1 gallon, I think, of water, warm water. So this is I currently have a warm gallon there ready for this to be soaked up. So I'm going to, so there is sleeves. So this is definitely something that I kind of did not consider what to do with this. And I think I'm going to try and I will attempt to do a heart shape onto this sweatshirt. So I will kind of try and do like two things here that will kind of be heart shape, hopefully. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. So I have the one, oh gosh, this is going to be an ordeal. Okay, maybe if I do it both at the same time. Okay, and this like that, all scrunched up. It's most likely not going to be heart shape. I'm almost 100%, I can guarantee it, almost 100%. And then we're going to scrunch up the sleeves. It's much easier when you don't have that much fabric, but it's okay. We're going to survive. So one sleeve. And you know what? It's just for fun. Okay. And then this bottom portion. And I think that's the beauty with tie-dye, is that you can pretty much do whatever the freak you want. Okay. And I'll just tie those two together. I know this is not going to work for the heart shape, but it's okay. Okay. Kind of. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside so we can put it. Okay, and now for the white shirt. Okay, I guess we're just going to go classic, scrunch everything up. in a circle or a spiral. I guess it would be more of a spiral. Could you stop moving? Oh, this is when I wish I would be an octopus so that I could just use my mini arms and do what needs to be done. Okay, come on. 8. Sleeve, come on. Okay, we've got the sleeve down. I'm just fighting for my life with those rubber bands. Okay, maybe adding here. But I'm really enjoying the process of the tie-dye. It's okay, see, we're getting somewhere. It's very, I don't know, you have to take a little bit more time to get it done and get everything cured, so I find it quite relaxing. And the fact that you don't have to cook anything in here, you just need to cure the stuff and ensure that you're washing it off properly. Okay, let's go and dunk this in our soda ash solution. Probably should have wore gloves for this. Oh, this is so soft. The soda ash makes my skin soft. I don't know if it's normal. I'll be washing off my hands after this properly off camera. And this needs to soak for at least 15 minutes. So we're going to come back in 15 minutes. Or do you say or until it's fully wet? But I think the 15 minutes is a good idea. So I will see you in 15. Okay, let's do this. So just so you know, I did use gloves to put those, so I didn't put my hands, my bare hands, in the soda ash solution. Okay, so we're going to start with the pink, and the idea of the white one is that it's going to catch any stuff, and if I don't need that to catch any of the excess dye, that's fine. It just means I'm going to have another tie-dye shirt. So it looks so much more red when it's like that. The colors look so much more pigmented on the pink shirt. And I guess it's normal because it's a darker color than the pink. So we'll see. We're just going to play by ear and just try to have some fun with the colors. So I did let this specific one soak longer than the recommended 15 minutes because it didn't feel damp enough. Okay, sorry about that, friends. I ran out of storage on my memory card, so I don't know exactly. So we did one side pretty much. So I was saying that the reason I wanted to have that is to catch most of that color at the bottom, and that most likely I could probably have very much different results if I had like a wire rack to do this, but I don't currently have one. So what I could probably do at some point if I want to do stuff like that in the future is probably to just like go and buy at a thrift store a wire rack so that I can like separate stuff, and then the other shirt would actually be catching up the colors. And I'm very curious to see what it's going to look like with the pink base. So we'll see. And we have a lot of colors. And that's fun. That's part of the fun. And like, I don't need technically to be using the squeeze bottle. I could just be painting directly onto the shirt, which could be something fun to try to do in the future. Or maybe not. We'll see how I feel. For now, I'm just going to try to do as much color as possible on here. So I think I'm going to try and just this is a very pretty blue though. So if that's blue underneath, just going to do this, that here. So basically what I was saying, and I don't know if it was recording when I was saying it, is that I would like to try to finish up my squeeze bottle because I like to work with as fresh as possible stock solutions. So it's been a few days at least since I've made those squeeze bottles, but I don't think I'll be able to finish up the squeeze bottle today. So this is just life. But that's okay. It's going to be fun to see the final results. Okay. Okay, so I will check underneath what I want to do, and after that I'll put those into my prepared I have some Ziploc bags that are ready to receive those because we want to keep as much moisture as possible while this is curing. Okay. I won't be able to finish this, but it's fine. So let's put this into this bag, and so they can stay into those bags for up to 24 hours to let them cure properly. Oh my gosh, I have a big mess on myself and on my hand. So they can stay in there up to 24 hours for curing time, and after that we're going to be washing off all that excess dye. Holy guacamole. Oh gosh. I will be very pigmented. But that's fine. I'll survive. Okay. Perfect. I will try to close this Ziploc bags, but it doesn't want to close. Hey, come on, you can do this. There we go. Okay, so I will see you when it's time to wash off the excess dye. Perfect. See you later. Okay, I lied. So what I'm going to do is that I have some merino cotton DK weight yarn, and we're going to try to see if we can get some of that color into the yarn. So that I just feel like I'm wasting the color basically. So we're going to just have fun now. And you know what? I think I'm just going to open this the squeeze bottle to add more color. Because, like I said, my goal was to finish up those bottles. Oh, I don't have as much blue over there, but that's okay. I'm just going to add all the blue I'm going to need to do a good wash of those things. And here we go. So and I'm going to cover this to keep the moisture to keep it moist. I'm sorry for everyone who disliked that word. But the good thing is, now that I've done this, I finished my bottles, and I think I'm done with my mix of soda ash because cotton releases so much dirt. It is crazy. So I will have to get rid of this batch of soda ash water, but that's okay. I was able to use it all. So I don't have any heat on it because this is not what is recommended for tie dyeing cotton. So I'm going to let it cure the same amount of time as my shirts, and I'm going to come back to this and wash off the excess dye the same way I will with. Sorry, I had the hiccups with the shirts. So we'll see you later. So now it's time to wash off with cold water. So we start with cold water to stop the reaction, basically. Oh gosh, this is so liquid. And we are going to keep the ties for now. Holy guacamole. That's crazy. If I'm able to keep them tied. That is crazy how much dye is getting removed from this. So we want to be able to remove until that the water is mostly clear. Yeah. And once we have washed off with cold water quite a bit, we're going to wash off with warm water, and we're going to remove the tie. It's not zip ties, those are elastic bands. And I already have, oops, that's too hot, my washing machine being filled with hot water and the dyeing soap that you can purchase from Dharma Trading Co. That is part of their tie-dye kit. Okay, do I have all of it? I think I've removed all. Oh, I kind of have this heart. I think I was able to manage to get one heart. We'll have to check that out when everything is clear. So it's not quite clear. So my goal is that like it's not completely like water clear, but like that I can see ish. That it's not as opaque. Let's just say that. That I kind of can see through. Okay, so now we're starting to see purple. So I'm starting to think that most of the blue, almost all of the blue, has been removed. So that's fun. And like, that's what I mean. It's like I can see through the dyes. So I'm going to set this one to the side. We're going to take the white one. It's quite dark. But now we're going to switch to the warm water while removing the rubber bands. Ooh, this one is super fun. And the same thing, we're going to try to remove as much of the dye as possible until I can see through the dye in the basin. So it is very messy to do tie-dye. So I would recommend that you wear PPE while doing this. Ideally, if you could have some protective glasses, that would be the best. Okay, so it's mostly purple, and I kind of see through. So we're going to be setting this aside. I'll put this in the washing machine later. So now we're going to do the dyes. And for the dyes, the skeins, I will do it slightly differently because we have a mix of merino and cotton. Oh god, this is not going to be fun to wash. But look at how pretty this is. This is so pretty. I'll have so much cleaning to do. As you can see, we're losing a lot of colors. Oh, and it's a mess. I might have misread those instructions. I don't know. This is a mess. Okay, but I see that we are not losing the yellow. I was worried a little bit that we would be losing the yellow, but we're not. So there's that. So they recommend for this to clean up with hot water. So this is what I'm doing. And you can see that I'm stained. So I'm going to let this soak. a little bit, and I'm going to put my stuff in the washing machine. I will see you later. Okay, so I had an appointment, so I left this in the water and I came back. So now we are mostly clear. I'm happy with this, so I will be putting this into my spin dryer and we're going to let it dry overnight before seeing the final result. I forgot how much my merino cotton blend can bleed a lot of dye after the fact. So that was a little heartbreak. And then I remembered. So we'll see you tomorrow for final result. And here's the final result for our tie-dye experiment with the pink sweater, my white sweater, and also those skein of DK merino and cotton blend. And here I was able to do with the negative space, I was actually able to achieve that heart shape I was expecting. So unfortunately, it's not as big of a heart as what I wanted to, but it's there. I wasn't expecting it to be successful because I had trouble doing this, but I did it, so I'm super happy and I'm excited about that, and I really like it and I'm excited. Okay, so that's a lot of emotions, but mostly super happy. Because this is something that is a new craft for me, so when I'm able to achieve something, I'm very excited. This is nice. So basically, I think what I would do something similar next time, but I would try to scrunch a little bit better. Maybe if I had sturdier or longer, like, elastic bands, that would be a little bit helpful for that. But I have a heart. It's here. I can see it. And this one, it's really nice too. This was not my main focus, but you can see that some of the blue did bleed a little bit and gave a like blue hue to the white of this, which I was not necessarily expecting, but I think it's pretty fun. So that's pretty cool. And with the actual yarn, you can see that the blue did bleed into some of the other colors, which like kind of murked a little bit those colors, but we still have some vivid pink, fuchsia, and yellow. So it's not a total weird or a total waste experiment. It's just that I've never done that before, and like you can see that it's almost gray here, and that is from when we were washing excess dye from those skeins. So this is something that to be considered when you are trying to do this technique with yarn, because it is what it is. I made great. What can I say? So this is something that I would need to experiment a little bit more on in the future if I want to do this. But what I can say is that I much prefer working with animal-based fibers and acid dyes. I know what to expect with those, so that's always why I like my familiarity and I know what I'm doing, so there's also that. So, if you liked the video, please consider sharing, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one very soon. Bye!